the Diddler's lawyer actually put out this proposed package. The defense proposes the final bail package, it states, and a $50 million bond. A $50 million bond co-signed by Sean Combs, his mother, his sister, the mother of his oldest daughter, and his 3 sons. So his whole family is going to put out $50 million bond to get him out, which is funny because that $50 million bond that all these people are going to get out is actually property of P. Diddy Combs. They're just in all their names. See, Diddy's not dumb. He actually put all of his property in other people's names, except for probably a car or two to build up his credit. I mean, but all of his pretty much his property, his non-necessities, like his 17 houses, his 37 cars, that's an exaggeration, are all put in his family's name. So in order for him to get out of jail on a $50 million bond, they would actually have to put up all their houses and all that stuff. So everything he gave them, he took right back because he needs it back now. What a guy, right? This $50 million bond of his family's property will be secured by the equity of Mr. Combs' residence located at 2 West Star Island in Miami, Florida. Isn't it weird? This guy has a house in New York. He has a house in California. He has a house in Florida. The appraised value of the home is about $48 million. The home, unencumbered, which means nobody lives there pretty much, or he goes there every so often. I believe that's what it means. Anyway, in anticipation of this bail hearing on August 20th, 2024, which is weird because he got arrested on September 16th. Why does this say August 20th, 2024? Mr. Combs paid off the remaining mortgage of about $18 million so that the home could be used to secure a bond and free of a mortgage. So that the home could be used to secure a bond on August 20th, 2024. The Diddler knew he was going to jail almost a month before he got arrested, folks. He knew he got tipped off. Let's continue. Secured by the equity of Mr. Combs' mother's home located, this is his mom's home, so I'm not going to give up the address, but it is in Miami, Florida. So this guy, so far, he's giving up his mother's home, his sister's home, the mother of his oldest daughter's home, and his 3 children. Doesn't his 3 children live in one of his mansions to begin with? Just a question. We'll get to one of those kids later, Justin. Mr. Combs travels. Mr. Combs is travel. This is great. This is part of your bail. When you're on bail, right? On felony bail, you're not allowed to leave that state. They make sure you do not leave the state. You're not even allowed to leave the county. But if you have some shit to do, then maybe you can leave the state. This guy's lawyer is so full of himself. They don't realize like how much trouble this guy's in. Listen to what this guy's lawyer recommends. Mrs. Combs' travel will be restricted to the Southern District of Florida and the Southern District of New York to attend court, meet with his counsel, and attend medical appointments, which he will address to the court in a separate sealed submission, as well as the Eastern District of New York or the District of New Jersey, only to the extent of his travel to and from New York involves the airport in those districts. So in other words, he can go to Florida, or maybe Southern New York, or maybe Eastern New York, or maybe part of New Jersey, to just let him out and go travel. You know, he'll only go up and down the whole fucking East Coast, right? That's like me. Your Honor, please let me out. I'm sorry I freaking did this, that, and the third. But if you let me out, I promise you, I will only stay between California and Canada. That's it. My travels will be restricted to Southern California, Eastern Canada, maybe Western Alaska for a second. You know, I have to go over there for a doctor's appointment, you know, Alaska, because I can't fucking find one between New York and Alaska, right? What I'm saying, that this is how airheaded and above the world that the Diddler and his lawyer, his punk-ass lawyer, by the way, you do know once they freeze the Diddler's assets, and this case goes on long enough, or even if they don't freeze his assets, you do know the moment the Diddler becomes broke, his lawyer is saying bye-bye. So from this ridiculous proposed package, they gave the judge a package Do you believe that? They're telling the judge what they want from the judge. Oh my fucking goodness. Mr. Combs' passport was surrendered to his counsel on April 1st, 2024. His counsel advised the prosecution of this fact in an email dated the same day. Counsel will provide passport to pretrial services. The Diddler himself gave his passport up back in April 1st of 2024, folks. April 1st of 2020. He had more than enough time to secure himself and know that he was going to prison for a really, really long time. Now, here's another question. Who is tipping him off to all this stuff that he knows for a fact he is going to jail for a long time? Who is tipping him off to all this stuff? This isn't just from a Cassie case. You don't pay off a $18 million mansion and hand over your Visa card. And pay off all your mother's mansions too, or pay off your mother's mansion too on April 1st because you know you're going to jail in September? You know your house is about to get raided back in like whenever? Now check this out, folks. The passports of the following family members who have already surrendered their passports to counsel after the raids on Mr. Combs' homes: A. Janice Holmes, B. Chance Holmes, C. Jesse Holmes, D. Delilah Combs. Excuse me, I'm saying Holmes. I'm just skipping through this like really, really fast, and I shouldn't be, and I apologize, folks. So A. Janice Combs, B. Chance Combs, C. Jesse Combs, D. Delilah Combs, and E. Love Combs. These are members of Diddy's families. Now, the question remains, why would the members of Diddy's family have to give up their passports unless they actually lived in Diddy's house when those homes were actually raided? That is understandable. You're in the home is raided, doesn't matter who you know or who you are, you're held as responsible for what's found in that house as well, until they can sort out. So the question remains, were these family members in Diddy's home while they were raided? If they were not in Diddy's homes while they were raided, why are they giving up their passports? That's the question, folks. And speaking of giving up stuff and raided and in trouble with the law, one person that is in trouble with the law is Justin Combs, P. Diddler's own son, who has similar lawsuits against him for the very same thing. Now the question remains, since the Diddler is getting his son involved in all this, how many other family members are in on this? How many other family members did nasty things while the Diddler was there? Or did he force them to do it? Or did they do it voluntarily? That's the question that remains. This case just gets more nasty and more nasty and more nasty. And as the time goes by, folks, you will hear the most disgusting, nastiest freaking things come out, and the nastiest information. He's already got over 700 dildos and 1,000 bottles of freaking lotion and baby oil. He's already sex trafficking or trafficking. He's already trafficking. He's already got attempted red rum. And possible red rum, depending on who paid off and who actually was, where when he did that. The Diddler is the devil, folks, is the devil. Thank you guys for watching Political This Radio, and always remember to subscribe.